So what does this look like when it renders? Click on preview. We'll click on generate preview. And now we can see what our form looks like. So our title, once again, was just a single line text box for alphanumeric characters that come out as a string type. And we can just write test in here. Start date, if I wanted to select a value for this, I'll just click on the drop down and I'll select Friday the 13th because that sounds great. But the one thing to take notice is we don't see the time on this control because in those configuration settings, we said no for the date time control to show time. And then if you look at colors, it is a drop down type value where I can choose red or I can choose blue or I can choose green. And then we have our yes, no checkbox over here on the right-hand side within a control called did you select a color? And yes, I did select a color. It was green, so I'm going to check that box. And then we've got our save and cancel buttons as well as an attachment button if we want to go and add attachments to this item. But we're in our preview right now, so if I click on save, nothing really happens, but it just shows you how the form would execute once you click save and what that end user experience would be when they're operating with that form. So that's a basic overview of some of these controls such as single line text box, date time, choice, and yes, no. We've also incorporated some buttons within our form too, so if we want to take a look at a button, simply just double click on those existing buttons. You can add your own custom buttons too, but within here we can give the buttons a name. This one's just a default save type button for save, save and submit, or save and continue. And then we've also got different types of ways the buttons can render as a button, an image, or a link itself, and in this value we've got the button. Then we've also got the appearance section where we can give it different width or height settings and also make sure that it's visible. And remember, this is a save button, so it's pretty common, something that you would actually have appear in the ribbon itself. So when you open up that modal version of that form, you can see where they actually have the save button appear in the ribbon itself. And then we can actually put a ribbon icon URL if we don't want to use the default one, and same things with the ribbon button order and the ribbon button group name in which this button would appear. Even if it wasn't the save button, you had your own custom type button placed with on the form. And then we have our advanced section over here for visible in view mode, the ability to cause validation when clicked, connected to if you actually wanted to write a value back to a column if you want, the ability to do a confirmation message. So if you sent it and you want to send a, thank you for filling out this form message, you can do that. And then also a redirect URL. So after someone has gone in, filled in their information, submitted the form, you can take them to another URL if that's required. And so we'll just click on save over here. And if we want to publish this guy, all we have to do is simply click on publish up top. You'll see that we've got the responsive layout for over here. And if I never wanted to see this confirm publishing screen again, all I've got to do is check this box over here, but I'll just leave it as a friendly reminder that I'm going to go and publish this form, and then I'll just click on publish. After we've done that, we now have a published form successfully for our end users to use within our Nintex Forms environment.